I love to make you guys watch things you can't unsee.
Oh, no, please.
Oh, I'm nervous. Should we be nervous?
So,
how do you find this stuff?
okay, so this...
Whoa, because you watch the one and now that's all your feed's filled up with. It's weird.
Pepperoni nipples and... We are the calm, the storm, the whimsy, and you're listening to That's What She Said.
My husband sent me this because his friend sent him this. Because who you're about to see is who they always used to talk like at work. Like, this is how they spoke to each other, okay? At work on a regular basis.
Shaving. Looks like I'm wearing a dress. Careful with the nips. I love this.
What is happening?
That's Sid. What? Your finger's in the way.
I didn't mean it to be this scary. How is it getting worse? I don't know if this is gonna work out. Well, I did my best. It's supposed to be Sid the Sloth from Ice Age, and I don't know if I was successful. How come you fail when no one knows?
We see it. Oh, wow. What is that movement? What the actual heck?
I'm like, here's more. He said, be careful with the nips. I'm like, I have to show them another funny nipple video. So you have to share that so everyone can see what we just saw.
Wow, that's
Send
something.
it to me. So
You were more upset about the pepperoni nipples, though.
Yeah, at least he was covered. Like,
with hair.
It didn't look like, I know, but it was funny because he like shaved to look like Sid the Sloth. It wasn't like, hey, this is awkward. There are these pepperoni nipples that
like,
shouldn't
do I
be
have
there.
pepperoni nipples? Is that what they actually look like from somebody else's perspective?
Oh, I never thought of that.
Right?
Thanks for that.
I mean,
That was something.
On another good note of something that was sent to me, I get a text from Kelly that says, how do I find my V cold lounge shorts? And I said, what? She says, I don't know how to find it. And I'm like,
what are you looking for?
are you actually asking me? Please read your text message. She's clueless. She has no idea what she sent me. So I call her. I'm like, what are you talking about? Your V cold lounge shorts?
It was probably in the midst of me doing a billion things.
What was she looking for?
She wanted to know how to find the cold plunge video. What?
Oh, yeah.
And it changed to my V cold lounge shorts. What in the world? These are the texts we get, and we're supposed to know what she's talking about. And then we say, huh? And she responds like we're stupid.
Like we're the dumb
ones.
Like, what is wrong with you? You can't read a text?
Okay. Let me just tell you this. Hillary's in the emergency room with Nora on her foot, and we're having a conversation, and they're waiting, and she says, hang on. The dog's here. What?
Did I correct it, though?
And you just started laughing because it came out.
I knew right away the dog's here.
dog is here instead of like the doctor?
Yeah, but that's actually happened at the hospital, which I think is very
the dog.
strange.
Yeah.
When
What if you have an allergy?
An asthma kid. Like, you're bringing this dog to visit my kid's hospital room?
Oh, I don't like that.
No.
Yeah. That's
Oh, did you have that up and waiting to tell?
That's just something I have jotted down.
Oh, my text fail.
Yeah.
Wow. She's pointing out my text fail.
Okay. I'm going to share this story real
All right.
quick. So my kiddo, Naomi, was at school, and she was talking to her friend Josiah, and she said, I have 4 toes. And he goes, no, you don't. She goes, I have 4 toes. So she took her boot off, and she's like, see, I have 4 toes. And he's like, well, take your sock off and prove it. And she pulled her sock off, and she's got that one webbed toe.
Oh, no. And what did he say?
I don't know. I was like, oh, Oh, okay. But it's like, what is happening? You're just taking your sock off at school? I don't know.
At least it was just a sock.
Take it off and prove it.
That's amazing.
Oh,
Like,
take
listen,
it off
Joe.
and prove it. Joe. Excuse me, Joe. Don't tell my daughter to take her sock off.
We keep our socks on. Just like Hudson. Only kept his socks on.
Speaking of texts, I got a text from my friend, Pam. So she's a longtime mentor in my life. And she sends me a text message and she says, "Did Lenny get my card?" I wanted to be sure I corrected your address to the right one. And I was dying. Everybody changes Lenny's name to Lenny. Did Lenny get my card?
You're like, I don't know. I'll ask him when I get him out of the bath.
Oh,
Poor
man.
Lenny.
All right. Well, speaking of Lenny, I planned a murder mystery dinner for Kelly's daughter. Because why not, right? This is what I do. It was probably one of the busiest weeks of my whole life. But I planned a murder mystery dinner, and I had so much fun. I love doing it.
I don't know how you do all the things.
Neither do I. However, I printed a bunch of stuff off for like scripts and things like that. So I used Office Depot because Staples is gone, which makes me very sad.
Yeah.
It was so convenient.
Yeah. So,
really was.
but there's an Office Depot. It's in North Canton.
Okay.
Could I tell you exactly where? No, because
On the
I just
strip,
use my
isn't
GPS. I don't know. I just use GPS, get out of the car and go in the store. Never really pay attention to the surroundings. So anyway,
She's going to get abducted one day.
I was just
she's
actually
not gonna know
thinking
where
that. I'd
she's
be
at.
like, I don't know where I am. Okay. So, but nobody would keep me because have you seen
Nobody
those?
would keep.
Yeah,
oh.
if they abducted me. Because have you seen those videos where like, if you why can't I say the word? Abduct a people pleaser. And they're in the back of the car and they're like, so there's like stuff in my way. Do you mind if I scoot it over? You just want me to sit on top of it? That's okay. Or do you want me to open the tape for you that you're about to
Rat me in?
Yeah. Like, and so they get rid of that person because they're like overly trying to please their abductor.
Funny.
Yeah.
My mom always said that the abductor would just let me go because I'd kick and scream so loud that it would make them very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I would be like, am I annoying you right now?
Can I help you with that?
Yeah. Is there anything you want me to help you with?
Can I put that sheet over my head for you?
I don't want you to go to too much trouble. So anyway, I go inside and I originally thought I was going to send my husband to pick it up because he's close to there from work, but I forgot he had an appointment, so he couldn't. So when you fill it out, I put my phone number, but then I put my husband as like the pickup person.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
when I went in, I told them, I said, hey, I have papers to pick up. It should be under Hillary Blake. And they were like, oh, they couldn't find it. And then I had Hudson with me and I said, oh, actually, I think I put my husband as the pickup person.
no.
Here's his phone number. So I gave him his phone number. He's like, no, there's nothing there for him either. And I was like, oh, well, then it must be my phone number attached to my husband's name. And he's like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's Lenny somehow.
I said,
What happened?
I don't know.
I said, okay, no, this is my phone number. And he's like, okay. And so he puts it in and he goes, what's your name? I'm like, Hillary Blake. And he goes, I see Lenny McKinney. And Hudson,
Are you kidding me?
Hudson goes, how does he know him?
That is amazing.
How in the world?
What happened?
It's because I used
Is that
our business card.
Oh my
It wasn't
gosh.
Reno this time. I used our business, Liza Pisa.
Oh.
And the billing address is their house.
Okay.
So it automatically pops up Lenny or Kelly.
What?
Every time I buy something like on PayPal, it's your name. Like things come to my house with your name.
For what?
Anything.
Liza Pisa?
Yeah.
It's all your address.
But it's associated. No.
I have to put in your zip code to get it to work.
I have to use yours.
What?
Only PayPal.
Oh.
So it's associated to your house, PayPal, because that was our original address.
This is amazing right now.
Yeah. So I'm like, for real? Like, really? So I think it actually said Kelly and Lenny McKinney, but he just said Lenny McKinney. And so
Wow.
I'm like, no matter what I do, I'm Liza, I'm Lenny, I'm Kelly, everywhere I go. But Hudson goes, what the? How does he know him? Like, well.
Where'd you pull that name from? That's not one you just know.
So during Eliza's party, where it was like, oh yeah, Crystal and I had this idea that we need to scare all the girls in the basement.
Well, talk about how she got there first.
Huh?
Crystal.
Got where?
To the party.
Oh, yes.
In the microphone, though.
In the middle of the party, they're trying to figure out who killed the guitar guy, the lead guitar guy, and they're trying to figure it out. And bam! Crystal comes in her cowboy hat, and she is ready to dance. So she made all the girls line dance, and it was amazing.
Yeah, their favorite part.
Which is hilarious.
Of the mystery dinner.
Oh, yeah.
that
Stealing
I
the
spent
show.
hours on.
Crystal stole the show.
Whatever.
No. And we had people say it was the best night of their whole year.
Because of Crystal.
No.
It was so much
That
fun.
is not true.
So Crystal and I decided we were going to go scare the girls. So we get out Ike's light up mask and we're sneaking around and we get to the window and I put the mask up and then it changed faces. And everybody's like, what?
It changed faces like 7 times.
There was no screaming.
It
No,
failed
they
so
did not
bad.
find us funny at all or scared.
The only screaming that was had was Naomi brought down Neil Armstrong and Crystal, which Naomi's like, you better talk about how Crystal held Neil on the podcast.
did.
I did.
In a ball, guys, in a plastic ball.
And it was
didn't
still
just
scary.
Me a lot of it took a lot for me to grab that ball and hold it. Because I was afraid that the tail was going to come out of the ball holes.
Hillary's
It's
like,
a gerbil, guys, not a ball
don't let
sack.
that thing pee.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
come out
Oh
of
my
there.
gosh, it was
And Hillary's
terrifying.
like, what, really? I'm like, it has slits in it, so if it pees, it'll come out.
Yeah.
You didn't hold it.
I didn't have any desire to
That
hold
was like one big night. It all started
okay.
with the murder mystery, and then
Yes.
it went to Neil Armstrong, and
Yeah.
then it went.
Then Leonora walked away for a minute and opened the front door. And Leo, my son that he is, took a rubber snake.
Look how proud she is right now.
He took a rubber. He was the only one that got reactions out of people. Took a rubber snake and walked over to the couch and said, "Look what I found outside!" and threw the rubber snake on Hillary and Crystal, and they
It wasn't
lost
me.
it.
I had already removed myself.
No, you were still there.
Oh my gosh!
I think that's
lost
why
it.
you moved.
Spilt my drink all down me. Like, it was ridiculous. I was
was still there for that.
terrified by
Then you
the
moved.
fake
That's when
snake.
I moved. Yeah.
That's when you moved.
That led to the spooning that Kelly didn't join us for.
Hey, we were really sad.
We
You
were
should-
hiding on that big chair from
from
your,
all the
her
animals.
children.
Oh yeah, because the lizard was down there too.
Yeah.
Oh, he
The
didn't.
zoo.
Zelda
The zoo.
came down.
Zelda came down and he was like, "It's just gonna stay in my pocket." I'm like, "I don't trust you. I don't know about that."
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
wow. Wow.
man.
That was all in one night.
It
Yeah.
was.
I'm not bitter about it at all, though. That you were their favorite part. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
That's
my
not
gosh.
true. It was awesome. All of it.
All of it.
I wonder what Liza's friends thought of her dad, though. 'Cause
He was
a detective.
He's always
Hilarious.
amazing. He's always in character.
Tori told me without him, it wouldn't be the same.
Oh, really?
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was like, they were all like, oh my gosh, like giggling and like moving away from him when he was like interrogating them. But like he put them in the scene, like,
Yeah.
And that's what she said. She's like, he like makes it what it is.
Yeah.
He is such a good narrator like that.
I would not do that. Well, I would read a script.
The last
Really?
detective
It's
he
just reading a
played,
script.
He totally shaved off all his facial hair and left a stash.
He sure did. It was a little shocking.
Which one was that for?
Felt with everything in me like you deserved that for the time you made my husband shave his face in Russia.
Yeah, this is true.
Did I miss out on that one?
Yeah.
Not the Russia one, but what happened?
What?
Tell me about
What was
it.
the
Occasion.
what?
It was
a couple
another,
years
it was
ago.
an 80s party.
Oh, an 80s party.
Oh,
Murder mystery.
Yeah, another one that I
Okay.
did.
gotcha.
And he was their favorite part of that night
I have been at a murder mystery.
with us.
Yeah, at your.
One of the houses we stayed
Yeah,
at.
I was trying to think about that, where that was. That
And
was
then we
during
did
COVID.
We did the one
That
for
was
her
for your birthday.
And then we did her birthday.
Then we
went
did
to
her
that
birthday.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Lenny wore a kilt to that.
He did.
Yes. And it ended up being like some Irish themed
Yep.
like murder
'Cause
mystery.
it was on St.
'cause it was on
Patrick's
St.
Day.
Patrick's Day
Yeah,
weekend.
so
That was
fun.
amazing. That was
I was
fun.
trying to find your
was fun.
albums. I can't so that I could show her his face. He looked like a different person.
Oh my goodness. So I don't know what stories I should start with. 'Cause I got some. I told you that I had a boring life, right?
Yeah.
Not
No.
anymore. So Palm Sunday morning, my Letty needed to be at church at 8:00 because she was singing in both services with her little choir from church. So I intended on getting up, getting a shower, getting ready, and then I was going to take Letty to church. And then Aaron and the boys were going to meet me there for the second service because they didn't need to go to both services.
Yeah.
And so that was the plan. Okay. I wake up at like 6:30 in the morning and I'm super dizzy. Like couldn't walk like out of my bedroom. And I was like, okay, this is really strange. I don't feel right. Like, this is not good. So I take a shower because I'm like, well, maybe it will make me feel better if I take a shower. Super dizzy in the shower. I was like, this is not good. Get out of the shower. And I'm hot kind of from the shower. So now I'm really not feeling good. And the dizziness like was making me nauseous. And so I ended up like throwing up.
Are you pregnant?
Whole morning. No, I'm not. Surprise, guys. This
She's
is how
going to
I'm
need to put
telling
those
you
baby
right now.
spoons back in her silverware
Then she
drawer.
must have used the microwave. Just kidding.
It made me dizzy and I was dying.
Just kidding.
Wow.
That was good stuff.
Oh my goodness. So I'm on the floor in the bathroom and I'm throwing up.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to drive. I can't get Letty to church. Like, I don't know what we're going to do. So Aaron ended up taking her at the 8:00 time frame and then came home. And then we all drove to church. So I pulled myself together and I was like, okay, I can make it to church. And Aaron and we drove separately because he wanted to come home and do some work in the yard after the first service. Because now we were going to the first service. So we were just going to get everything done. And I was just going to wait for Letty and leave after the second service and go home. Mm-hmm. So we get there and I'm still a little dizzy and I drove and I was fine. Like, so I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was like my vertigo or whatnot, but we're there. Okay. So in the middle of the service, it's almost over. And so Aaron and Pacey left to go home so that Aaron could start working on the yard. I get out of service. I go get Letty from class. I walk her over to where she needs to be for the second service to sing. And Aaron is there. And he's like, I'm like, why are you still here? And he was like, my truck's broke down.
What?
In the parking lot. He's like, it won't start. And I was like, oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Like this is crazy. I can't leave right now because Letty has like a 30-minute window to sing and then I have to pick her up.
Yeah.
So I can't take you home and get back here in that time frame. And so like I'm panicked. He is ticked off. He is like, this is a brand new truck, like not a brand new truck, but a brand new truck to him. It's not running. It will not start. It will not turn over. Nothing. And he is angry. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't leave. I can't take you home right now. He's like, I know. We're just going to have to wait. And so we get Letty and we get in the car and we drive home and he gets some tools and then I drive him back over there.
Oh, jeez.
And it was like some wire on the battery, like wouldn't start, like it, whatever. So he tightened it and it started right up. But that was like one day. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then it was the next day. I was still dizzy.
What
like,
in the world?
I think my sister said she had treated a whole bunch of people for dizziness and like the weather, like the barometer or whatever, like in the
I told
weather.
you about that one.
Oh, when Lenny was struggling.
Yeah. So I don't know what it was, but I felt like I was like, it was not good. And then the next day I was like out. I was bad for the whole day. Can you believe that?
It's crazy.
Yes.
You can?
Yeah, because you said.
I know. My life.
Let me see that again.
Oh my goodness. He looks like a creeper.
He does not look like the same person.
Let me see that. What in the
She's
world?
looking at Lenny and Kelly from that murder mystery party with just the stash. Straight up detective mode right there.
Lenny. Wow, he did it. That's wow.
Did he tell you he was
No.
gonna-
If he did, I blocked it out, and then he came down. I'm like, whoa.
That
Dash.
is amazing.
Oh, man.
So they give out snacks at soccer
Yeah.
every time kids play, like their snacks, right? So Hudson tells me, you'll be proud of him, Kelly, but I feel like I need to tell my kids, like if we're going to give up things like pork or red dye or whatever, let's just say no, thank you. I don't want that.
Oh no.
So a mom is handing out snacks and there's something with red dye in it.
Oh no.
And he says, I'm not allowed to have red dye. That's fine, right? Could have we left it at that?
Sure,
No.
absolutely.
No. She says, well, which kind? Because red 6 isn't in this one. And he said, well, I don't know. I'm just not allowed to eat the parasite.
Oh my gosh.
That's carmine color.
I know.
What? We have traumatized our children.
And what did she say?
She just said, okay. I'm like, that's what my kids are telling people.
Well, why are we worried about red 6? Red 40 is the one that everybody's worried about. I mean, red 6 we're worried about too, but like
we're genuinely just saying like,
no
let's
red
not
dye.
overdo it on dye.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
in general.
Same.
But
And I
occasionally
said-
it's fine.
I said like, if you get a candy treat from somebody,
Just
like,
take it.
Take it and then we'll talk about whether
Yep.
you're going to eat it or not. Or like for Valentine's Day or
Which is really
whatever.
hard.
Like it's going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's okay. But because of that pink drink video we watched,
Oh,
they
my
think that
goodness.
like everything red will cause parasite. And I'm like, that's not really what we are talking about here.
right.
But it just
We
makes
did
me
talk
laugh.
about red 40 in that same
Yeah,
time,
so-
but it's the carmine color. But
Yeah.
Yeah. So
as
now
soon as
people
you say
think we're
red
all
dye,
wacky.
I know.
You guys.
The parasites, guys. My kids say the same thing.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I was so excited because I had this Burt's Bees like tinted lip balm.
Oh no.
Carmine color.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no thanks.
It's in everything. Everything.
Most lipsticks for sure.
It's
It is
crazy.
in everything.
The carmine?
Yeah.
Yeah, yuck.
It's weird. Okay. So, Palm Sunday, my daughter is singing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were back to Palm Sunday. I
Song.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, this is perfect. You're fine. She's singing this song. Okay.
What's so funny?
And she
remember
comes
the story.
home and she is just like belting it out. Okay. Like, Jehovah Jireh. And I'm like, I look at her and I was like, what? And she's like, Jehovah Jireh. And I was like, no. It's Jehovah Jireh. Like my provider. And she's like, yeah, like Jehovah Jireh, my provider. And I was like, oh gosh. And she goes, Mom, I sang that the whole time.
Oh, no.
I was like, stop.
Oh, it's so funny. I love it
She
so
was
much.
Oh, my
belting
goodness.
it out. Jehovah Jireh, my provider. And I was like, oh my gosh. Aaron and I were like dying. We were like, stop. No, you can't sing that.
Oh,
That is
my
amazing.
goodness.
Amazing.
She said, I was singing that on stage, Mom. Why didn't you tell me? And I didn't hear you sing it before.
My goodness.
All the kids around her are like, wait, what?
What are you singing?
Oh. Wow.
She can't say things correctly. She just doesn't. It's so funny.
It's kind of amazing. So Kelly had somewhere to be when we had a major photo shoot opportunity. And I called her and I said, hey, please tell me you're available this date because we have someone wanting to do a surprise proposal. And she says, nope, not available. And she's like really upset about it because some of the months are slower months for us. And so we finally like have a big job come up at this time of year and she can't go. So she decides, well, I'll send my husband because then like we don't have to hire someone else, right? I was panicking about going without her because we were going to Cleveland and she's the one who gets me where I need to go. I just was like, well, we're going to have to figure out where to park. We're going to have to figure out where we're supposed to be. We're going to have to figure out where to set up. Like, I don't want to do that without her. Like, that's what she does. Like, I need her there. And she's like, well, Lenny will be there. And I'm like, yeah, I need you there for all of that. Like, we're going to be in La La, like getting lost. Who knows what's going to happen with us? But we made our way there. But he was proposing, the guy that hired us, at the Cleveland Art Museum. And we talked about this a little bit on the phone, Kelly, but I don't think you really realize how much I almost fought someone that day. So we get there and apparently, like I had called the day before and I said, hey, I'm a photographer. We're coming there. There's a proposal happening. Like, I know you don't allow professional photos there, but would you allow, like, could we pay a fee? Do you ever do that? They said, no. We don't really do that. And I was like, okay, well, do you allow like just like a quick snap of like a proposal if we're not like walking them around and posing them? And they're like, well, it just depends on the security guard. But for that, if you talk to whoever's here when you get there that day, you should be fine. So I'm like, okay. So we get there. We walk in with these cameras and immediately, before we even walk through the metal detector, the security guard's like, are you here for personal or professional reasons? Looking back, I wish I would have said personal, but I was a nice, honest woman.
And dressed in all black.
Right, which was dumb. You thought about that later. We shouldn't have dressed in all black. We were trying to be secretive. But anyway, so if I would have said personal, though, they would have let me go. But I was honest, and I said, is there any way I can talk to someone in charge? Because that's what the people told me to do when I called. And they're like, yeah, so call the security guard. This woman comes down. So I said to her, hey, this is the situation. Like, they're literally walking around the museum right now, and we're supposed to meet them at one of these two places so that he can propose. And I have to get the information to him about where we're going to go. And she's like, well, you're not allowed to take any professional photos anywhere in the museum except for the atrium. And I said, okay, well, when I called, I asked if I could literally just get him proposing. Like, if I'm not posing him, it's not a photo shoot. And she says to me, well, if he's on his knee, that's a pose. And I said, no. Like, I'm literally snapping a couple pictures of
Candid
that.
at that point.
No flash. Like, I'm not posing them, not interrupting anybody. She's like, yeah, well, since I know what you're doing, I can't allow it.
That is terrible.
So I said, so if I would have come in here and said that I'm using this camera for personal use and would have happened to get this proposal on this picture, that would be okay. And she says, yeah.
What?
Wait, so you're allowed to take pictures
In there.
personal in there with a camera, a professional camera like you have,
Yep.
as a person.
Yep. And I said, okay, but you're telling me since I did the right thing and had a conversation with you, you're not going to allow me to do it. She's like, yeah, that's our policy. And I said, okay. And I was like getting fired up, but I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like, I'll be professional, whatever. So she's like, well, come to the atrium and I'll show you where you can go. And so I'm like, okay. So we walk in and it's like a straight up food court. Like there's chairs, there's like bamboo, and there's this wall that has like some cool windows. And I'm like, I mean, I guess that would work. And she goes, it looks like a jail in here. And I said, are you seriously telling me the only place you're going to allow me to take pictures, you're going to like diss now when I'm trying to make it work? And then there's Lenny going, what if I slip you a $5 bill? A $5. Like, oh my gosh. She definitely did not like me, and she favored him between the two of us, but like she wasn't budging.
She wasn't budging for the $5 either.
And he could tell that I was getting like really mad.
$5.
What if I just slip you some cash? So then she's like, if it was me, like, I just want it to be outside. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to tell him that it's kind of cold. They didn't want to be outside. Now let me see if I can try to get this information to this guy where he doesn't even know now, because he like marked 2 different places on the map. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll figure it out. So she goes, well, you're not allowed to walk from the front of the museum to the back of the museum back out to the front for a photo shoot. And I said, we're not doing a photo shoot. This building is huge, okay? So we're now in the atrium, which is the back of the building. And I'm like, you're not going to let me walk back to the front of the museum now? And she's like, well, I can escort you. But when they come, you're not allowed to go back and forth. And I'm like, okay. We're not going to go back and forth because we're not doing a photo shoot.
What the heck?
So she goes, but I'm the event coordinator for weddings here. So that would be really cool if they had their wedding here. And Lenny's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And I'm like, I would never tell them to have their wedding here.
No.
I said, are you kidding me? I told her that. I said, this is the last place.
Said that?
Yeah. This is the last place I'll tell her to have her wedding, just so you know.
Yeah. No, thank you.
I'm like, you're literally going to ruin this proposal for him.
And what did she say?
She's like, sorry, that's our policy. So then she walks us back out.
She gets to change that if she wanted to.
It would have been no big deal to let me take that picture. So then she walks me back out to the front. She escorts us, okay? We walk outside. I'm fuming right now.
I can't even imagine.
So I text.
Was your face red?
It's a good thing I wasn't there, because I would have been in a fetal position in the corner.
Maybe, but, and he was like trying to like banter with her, and then that started to make me mad, because I'm like, dude, I want to beat her up, and you're making her think she's fun, and I'm going to kill you both. So then, like,
I'm gonna kill you both.
So then she said, so she goes back inside. We're out on the front porch now waiting, and I texted him. I'm like, I think it should be outside. Just trust me that she's not going to want to get proposed to in the atrium of this amazing museum. So he goes, okay, because he goes, I snuck away and told her I had to go to the bathroom. So he called me and he's like, where do I meet you? And I'm like, well, we're on. And then I couldn't remember what floor it was. So I walk back in and I said to the manager, who's still hovering.
She's watching you.
Yeah, what floor is this? And she's like, this is the 2nd floor. And I'm like, okay. So I walk back out to the front and I tell him we're on the 2nd floor. You just go out the front door. She follows me out to the front and goes, but they're going to have to walk around the back of the building because they can't exit through the front because it's for a photo shoot. And I said, are you serious?
Wait, but that was an entrance and an exit?
It's an exit. I said, on the way here, I asked you if when people are done at the museum, they exit through this door, and you said yes. Well, not if it's for a photo shoot. I said, she doesn't know. She's getting her picture taken. So how would you like for him to explain that they have to walk around an entire building to go to the front? Well, there's art everywhere around this building to view.
Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
I said, are you serious right now? And Letty says,
I can imagine you were fuming.
I'm fuming again. He says, Hillary, she said that they're going to remove us from the property because you're being a little bit difficult. And I was like, no. No, I said, you're going to ruin this for them. You're going to ruin this. Are you okay with that? Like,
You said that?
Yeah.
She totally could have removed you.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But
what if that poor guy wouldn't have got to propose?
I'm sorry. She followed us out to the front to say he couldn't exit the building.
No, I understand that.
At that point, I was about to throw down. Like, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So.
And you're outside of the building at this point.
And I told her part of the story because I couldn't take it anymore. And I said, like, Lenny being there is probably why. We did not get removed from the building, but I was so mad. I was so mad. So then she's like, I better go because if they come and I'm out here, it's going to be a little suspicious. I go, oh, now you care about that? Please go. So she left and they just walked out the front door anyway.
Well, yeah, because she can't stop every person that comes out of the front door and be like, are you getting proposed to today? Are you getting your picture taken?
What in the world?
What in the world?
I literally feel like I just want to fight somebody all the time these days, and I don't know why.
Oh, my.
I can't stand people like that. Why?
I don't know.
You have to exit out the back. So she was going to have to, what was he supposed to say? Come all the way to the food court. We're going to go out back and all the way around, even though it's cold and we don't want to be outside.
And that's
Absolutely
awkward.
not. Yeah.
Oh, she made me so mad. And she said, if you would have called ahead of time and arranged this,
Oh, no.
you could have paid for it. And I
Oh,
said,
no.
What?
I asked that question and they told me no. So that is not on me. That is on you guys. And you should be making
Because you
this
were
work for
willing
me.
to pay for it, a fee.
What is the fee?
I don't even know. She goes, that's something you'd have to do ahead of time. I don't know all of those details.
Oh, my goodness.
I was so mad.
Oh.
At the end of the day, the proposal went great. She was super surprised. She was not happy that she had the shoes on that she had on that day. But he did a really good job. And it ended up working out. But I was really glad we were outside and not in the food court.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God. In the prison.
And that lady was not my friend. Kelly's tired by my story.
It's too late.
I'm not tired by your story. It's late.
Do you hear her? She goes, you could have totally been removed from the property.
But you could have been.
Well,
I know how you feel. Calm down. Do I need to tase you? Listen, I know how you feel.
Yeah.
But it would have been bad if you were removed because she could have just get you a little bit more.
Oh, she made
Then
me
Lenny
mad.
would have been taking pictures.
Lenny would have been removed too.
No, he wasn't going to be removed. Because he was like,
Just
you want
you.
some money?
$5.
I'll slip you a 5. How's that sound?
I just got super upset talking about that again.
I can tell.
You're a little red in the
Breathe.
face.
She can't walk out the front door because it's for a photo shoot. I'm like, is this real life right now? Real life. I will throw down with security.
I'm tired.
And it's Kelly's bedtime. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to a production from Family Simple Media and the CSW Podcast. Follow, like, and subscribe at CSW Podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
We literally just share everything.
Oh my gosh.
That's not what.
That got weird. What do you share with my husband?
So perfect. So perfect.
Wow.
This is amazing.
I just meant emails.
Do we share my husband?
Sister wives.
Email. We share emails. We share addresses.
Zip codes.
And we did talk about sister wives.
We did.
You're the one who claims that, not me. And wife swaps, but everybody would want Crystal.
Okay, people are
No.
really confused right now.
No,
Yeah, they all
nobody
want
would want
Crystal
me. I'm
to clean
mean.
the house.
Yeah,
They
because
would be
you
like,
clean the house.
I clean the house.
Too many bugs. Get the bugs out of here.
I clean your house, but I will yell at you too. Watch out.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.